It's Red Eye. It's like Katie Couric without the fangs. Hey, we're here with Rachel Marsden, Bill Schultz.
Wish you were dead.
On remote, we have Carrie Howley, associate editor from Reason Magazine, a wonderful magazine, and Patrick Carone, entertainment director at Stuff. And with us at third base, Joe Ganiscoli, otherwise known as Vito from The Sopranos, my favorite character.
Thank you.
I somehow identified with him.
You did?
Yeah. It was a fireman in Vermont.
Yeah. You had him in Vermont, I had him in New Hampshire.
Oh, I thought it was in Vermont.
No.
You just associate all those things.
Well,
with
you know
Vermont,
what? You were probably using maple syrup.
That's true, I was.
That is not a lubricant, Greg. I don't know how many times I have to tell you.
It takes forever to get out of my hair. It really does.
That wasn't maple syrup.
It's great to have you here. First, I want to talk about hookers. I can't stop talking about hookers. The Virginia Tech shooter, actually, according to a reliable news source, not us, a month earlier had just hired an escort and taken her to the Valley View Hotel, where, according to the escort, her name is, I love this name, Chastity Fry.
Wow.
She met her at a hotel. She's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I'm in love. Jesus. No wonder he went crazy. Anyway, so they met, and she was dancing. He went into the bathroom. He came out to wash up, came back, and then started touching her. She freaked out, thought he was creepy, and no sex took place. And I'm wondering, is this like basically the common trend among psychopaths, is they just don't have any success with women?
Well, first of all, I mean, look at her.
Yeah.
It's Virginia. But I'm curious to know what he paid, because I just got back from Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think I was overcharged.
Really? What was it? Was it by the hour or?
It was by the pound.
By the pound.
Hang on, but hang on. This chick is supposed to be a sure thing, right? It's like hiring a carpenter and they refuse to pick up a hammer. And I love this line here. She says in the New York Post, he's like, "I paid for the full hour. You've only been here for 15 minutes." And then I started dancing, and that's when he, touched me and tried to get on me, and that's when I pushed him away. I mean, that's kind of your job, right?
Well,
go for that
sometimes I get a little creeped out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I've had more than one run out.
Carrie, this seems to me something that happens a lot when you remember the terrorists before they flew into the buildings. They visited strip clubs. And here you have this psychopath who went to hooker. It seems to me the solution for all of this is basically to airdrop escorts into countries where there are lonely, sad men.
Exactly. We seem to have a lot of pent-up sexual energy among our malcontents, and we just need some dedicated whores. We need some serious hookers who are willing to fight the war on terror.
I think you're absolutely right.
Whore.
Yes. Patrick, do you agree with me? I mean, you work at Stuff. In a way, you're doing your part.
The thing is, Greg, I just can't get over her name. I mean, Chastity, I guess that's one of those, like, ironic prostitute names.
Yes.
It's just hard for me to get over that hump right there. I don't know.
Well, that hump is the operative word, which you didn't. Bill, what do you think? Do you think that if you had sex more often, you'd be less violent?
Well, see, that's the thing, Greg. Your theory, in and of itself, has more holes in it than your average whorehouse. Because I don't have sex ever, and I am not a psychopath, nor am I angry.
Clowny disagrees.
That's true.
Well, inanimate objects don't count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is why we've had such a
Tell that to all the women out there watching.
You told me that you get more instant in the toilet seat.
But I meant, like, literally. I just go around touching people's asses.
Okay.
They don't want it.
There's a great story out right now about this woman who actually Googled her. She was about to marry her boyfriend. This guy's name is Mikhail Drakev, which I think is Russian. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're about to get married, and she decided to Google his name and found out that he was on America's Most Wanted, and he was wanted for killing a police informant, in which he actually brutally stabbed the guy and then set him on fire. And then when she found out after Googling him, she had she thought about it for a while, then she went to the cops and turned him in. And I'm wondering, is Google not the greatest invention ever if you're going out on a date?
Well, I never Googled anyone I was dating.
Really?
Yeah. For what?
You never checked anybody out you were dating?
No. I've actually, it wasn't that popular. Not that I've only been married 2 years, but,
No. Well, no wonder. You stop Googling when you're married. You stop a lot of things when you're married.
Yeah.
Carrie, don't you think Google has become a tremendous tool to prevent you from hooking up with creeps?
Yeah, I think that's true, but she didn't know who he actually was, so when she Googled him, it actually took her a week to turn him in.
Yeah.
But I don't know why at that point you would choose to turn him in. I mean, it seems like you would have him exactly where you wanted him.
That's true.
You know what her mistake was? She didn't get this new thing called the dating letter of reference. Every time you go out with somebody and you break up, you should try to get a letter of reference from them, present it to the next prospect.
Have you used that?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
It works, yep. Yep.
That'll,
And it preempts the whole Google thing because all the idiots you've dated all go onto Google and spew venom about you. But you want to get some good letters of reference. So it's a new phenomenon.
Patrick, would you ever be worried if I Googled you? What would we
Yeah,
find?
that's kind of what I'm thinking when listening to you guys. Like, I don't really think of it as like the power of being able to Google and see what's up with the girl I might go on a date with. I'm worried that she might find like pictures of me in like, you know, Oliver in high school or something like that. Like that's what I'm more worried about. You know, ugh.
Those pictures are adorable, Patrick. We have them in our bulletin board at work.
Oh, they're fantastic.
I love them.
Oh, the
Thank
things
you,
we
thank
do
you,
with
I
them.
appreciate it.
Oh, God.
Yes,
they're
they're
very
quite
blurry now.
delightful. You know what else is delightful? Public urination. That's it. Anyway, now I want to talk about a Tennessee family that lives on the border of a golf course. That's the Centennial Golf Course in Tennessee. They're having problems because all the golfers are relieving themselves out in their backyard. So what they've done is the police advised them to videotape these guys urinating. And they've had over 40 individuals caught urinating thanks to this wonderful idea. I don't know. Is it so bad to pee outside?
Well, they're killing the grass, first of all.
Yeah, it's an environmental concern.
Yeah.
But what about, I don't know, I find urinals to be absolutely objectionable because when I walk out of a urinal, I'm always covered with more than I left.
Well, yeah, but it's very rarely urine.
Golfers are so lazy, they couldn't even get in the cart to drive to the bathroom. It's like, you know, tee off on the course and pee off on somebody's yard.
There you go.
It's probably far.
You know, there should be a TV station that just constantly runs this in a loop, I think. Just constantly, like the Yule log, it's
Yeah.
like just constantly watching
P-log.
these guys peeing. It's great.
It's the pee-log. Carrie, you know what I find interesting is that if you were to go out and publicly urinate, you get some kind of citing or whatever. I don't know, you get some kind of infraction, but you don't really get arrested. But if you were to do the same thing without urinating, it's indecent exposure. What is it?
It's a sex crime.
It's a sex crime.
They confuse teeing off with peeing off.
Yes.
An excellent wordplay.
But Carrie, don't you see a double standard there? Or maybe
Absolutely. I mean, if you're accused of a sex crime, your life is severely inconvenienced, possibly ruined. I mean, there's all these residency requirements. You might have to leave the state. And, you know, these people are urinating on camera, and little action seems to be being taken.
I think if it was made into a website that it would have the most hits.
Oh, you know it already has
That's
been.
true.
Yes, I think it's absolutely wonderful.
God, you scare me.
I know. Well, I'm just not a fan of indoor plumbing. Personally, I find it to be disgusting. I don't like sleeping in a place where you go to the bathroom. It just makes no sense to me. If I were rich, I would have a solid gold outhouse.
Bacau, as we say.
Yes.